Alright guys, so now today we'll be looking at how we can design complementary card, which is also business card using Corel Draw. And on the same, we'll also be designing a letterhead. So we've already talked about the how we can design that on Canva. So this is on Corel Draw, just as it is on Canva, just basically the same way, just a different approach. How we move things around on Corel Draw is different from Canva. So guys, so we have our MD Solutions Technologies, just a fictional brand name, providing business solutions through tech. So most most business card normally have their tagline, underneath their brand name, just like this. So, and inches away from it. So, we are going to be looking at these together, and then most of them used to also make sure they have their pattern. It could be a pattern from their logo. We use that a lot to do our design, to do a border design to make it look branded, to make it look um, to make it retain the identity form. You understand? To make it retain the brand identity form of such company. So and so it is for the back. This is the front. This is the back. So many a times we have some business card that always that do have the only front page design that has the logo and everything. Just that one too can be simpler, while also we have one that is also back of the pages, and then we have the letterhead, which is this, for the same MD solution. So guys, this is what we'll be looking at. So yeah, I wouldn't design this from the scratch, but I'll walk us through how we can get to this point. All right. So already create when you open your Corel Draw, first thing first you want to do is, once you are here, make sure you are on your CMYK color, primary color mode, and you are able to do your page size. You can choose business card, or better still, you can just drop the size in inches. Remember inches, then 3.5 by 2.5, 2.0, right? Then 300 resolution. Then you click what? You click OK. So you are going to have it just like this. All right. So once you've done that, you can then bring in your circle or your rectangular shape. Draw your shape, make sure it's aligned properly. Once you get the alignment guide, then you can just drop it. What you need to do first is you have to go to your view, make sure all your rulers is on, guidelines is on, alignment guides and dynamic guides, they are all on. All right, so that you can be able to use your guide appropriately. So next thing I want to create is just like we have here. What I always do is I always make use of my tool, which is a contour tool. I use this contour tool a lot to create a guide, to create a guide that serve as the center for the logo, just like this. I always make sure I do that. So this, you can use this to just your gauge the center of your design. Sorry. We can use this to gauge the center so that our MDs and technology blah blah would be on the center of the business card. All right. So how do we create this logo? We also make use of the um, rectangular shape, which is this. I created these three dots. Then you can then hold hold your control, click again, and then control D. Control D will double we'll duplicate it. All right, once you do that. But another thing, I think another thing you can do, let's just don't do it like that. Let's just do it this way. I'm zooming. uh, what I did was, okay, then I scale this, right? Can scale this a little. Once you scale that, then you hold your control and you drag, then you're gonna see the alignment guide. Then you place, you click the right, you right click your mouse, you press the right clicked mouse, then you press your control D again. Or what other things you can do is, you can just, still continue to grab it, control, or you just press control C and control V to copy it. Then you move it, the same thing, control C and control V to move it again. Then you can have that. All right, then what else I did was, I reduced this. So by reducing this, you have to make sure you come to your shape, but you can press your control Q to wants to make this into a shape that we can edit. So I want to curve it. All right, so I'm going to press control Q. Control Q, what control Q will be able to, to resize it, to modify it to any shape you want, or even cut it. So what I did was, I highlighted it like this, then I dragged it just a little, holding my control. I dragged it just a little, and the same goes for this also, control Q. Then I also drag it. All right, I dragged it holding my control key down. All right, so we can just do that like that. Then I would just use my color, which is my CMYK. This is my RGB. I'm not using RGB. This is my CMYK color palette. So the first color we applied was blue. So I'm going to apply blue. I'll remove the outline. You come here, set outline color. You remove it left. You right click here. You right click on your mouse. The same thing goes for this. We use the same cyan. The same. You right click, then you also these two, you also make sure you right click. All right, so once we do that, then we type in our text using our text tool, md solutions, md solutions, md solutions. Then my md solution, I can then bring it down just a little. Then I can shift this. Let me just okay, so I want to copy, I want to move um this whole rough edges that I've did. I want to cut them and then move them into our design. All right, I want to move them here so that we can then use this as our sample, or as our guide. Control C again. What I did here was Control X. Control X will cut it out. Then once you press Control V, it will paste it. So that's, it's just like you moving it from one place to another place. Why the Control C will not move it, it will only copy it. Then you press Control C, Control V will then paste it. Why you have it in a duplicate. All right. So let's Control V now. Then let's bring this here so we can so guys, I aim these solutions. So let me just remove this. My MD solutions, I use BroLink demo. So let me just apply that. If you do not have this one, you can as well use another typography that is suitable, that is befitting. You understand? That is befitting. You can do that also. Then I'm going to group this, Control G. Your Control G will group that, so that if we don't group them, if we are moving things, we might mistakenly move this along and then disrupt the process there. Then I want to make sure I don't want to do that, so I will highlight it. Once you highlight, your mouse can be outside here, then you highlight. If you want to highlight, you can just press. If you press this, it's going to grab this, is going to grab the shape beneath, but we don't want to grab the shape beneath. So best thing to do is to go outside of the drawing page, then you highlight it from there, then you do what, Control G, you group it just like that. And we are able to use 13 typography fonts, size 13. So let me just give it 13. That is the that is the most recommended typography size for business card if you want it to retain a level of legibility, readability, and also maintain that position, for it to be moderate on your card, so that it's not too big and it's not too small. Then we have the technology, so we are still going to make use of our text tool again. Then we'll type technologies, same. Then I think here I used spaced fonts, spaced. Then the size I gave it was 10, because this is just the subhead for the MD solution. So I'm going to give it 10, 10 size. Then I can have it, let me, I can have it just to align with this MD. So I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll press it. This is what I want to align to MD solution. So anything you want to align first is what you will first press. You first press this, then you hold your shift key and you press whatever text or image or object you want to align anything to. Then you click on it, then you do what? You press your L will bring it to the left, all right? And if you also want it to be on the right, you press R. R will bring it to the right. So wants to bring it to the left, so it's going to be on the left, L. So, and what other things you can do is you can just, just move it around with your pick tool. Since you have your alignments guide on, it will automatically snap into the MD solution, so that um you won't bother trying to align, yeah. So that is that. Then I can now give this color blue, which is the color we gave to this, all right? So I can now group everything together, Control G. Once I press my Control G, then I can now properly align it to the center of our page. So I want to properly align it to the center of our page. I think it is in the center page right now. So what I will also do is Control C, Control. I'll just press it, then Shift. I'll hold my Shift key. I want it to align to the center of the rectangular shape. Control, sorry, I will click it, then hold your Shift key, then you press whichever position you want it to be. So I want it to be on the center. So you press your C and E, so that it retains the center alignment. And you see, as we already press it, it didn't shift because it was already there. So uh, that is the work of the alignment guide that we just make use of, that we set there. So what I always also do is I always wants to create some kind of distance, and um sorry, I want to create a kind of alignment guide, from the MD solution, something like from the MD solution, I want to bring my ruler here. From the MD solution to this bottom line here, so we can have providing business solution at the center or at the bottom of this. So the same title, you type it, then so I'm not going to bother typing. I'll just move this, Control C, Control V. I'll just move this and then just drop here. All right, I'll just drop it here. So I feel it's already aligned to the center of the box. Yeah, it's already aligned to the center of the box. So so always make sure you have space, in between the from the tagline to the main brand name, so that everything is clean, and there is a lot of space, so that they are not too joined together. So what else we create? So I was also able to create some brand pattern, brand pattern, just a copy of the logo and the solutions, just to um, create a pattern for our business card. So what I did here was, let me ungroup this. So I want to ungroup this. I can use my Control U. I will just press Control U, or if I don't want to press Ctrl U, I can just come here where it says on group objects, Ctrl U, you can see it there. Then I'll just do this like that too. Also, I'll just move this, or let me just copy it, copy and paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. That's what I pressed. Then I will just ungroup this. Then what I did was, let me zoom this. I just place this by the side here. Once I did that, then I use my transparency tool. So you can use your transparency tool to make sure that you want this blue to reflect on this light blue. All right, so you can just use that tool to transparent the blue a little, so that we have a kind of effect for the blue, so that it is showing, it is reflecting from it, and that gives us the effect that we are looking to create. So I will just do that. I'll just group it again. Then once I group that, I want to place it in my card as a pattern. So what you need to do is you have to place it inside this box. So once you place it inside the box, so that this place is not showing. All right, so what you do is you can use your object tool, you use power click, place inside. Okay, let me remove this first. Let me Control K. I want to ungroup the contour tool we used here to this shape. That is why it is not clicking through. So Control K. Control K will separate it from this box. All right. So that we can be able to independently move in our tool into this box again. So we'll do that again. Objects, then place inside this frame. So it has placed inside. What other things you can do is you can just use your right click on your mouse, hold and drag until this icon is showing, then you just press power click. All right, so once you press power click, then once to edit the object, the shape, once to edit, you can just press your edit here, and then you do what, you drag it, making sure it is in position, making sure everything looks well, perfect. Everything is well, perfect, well, uh, well dropped. So um, we don't have awkwardness on the use of the pattern. So we want to make sure the pattern is excellently positioned. So as you can see, so I would remove this, or better still, let me just place this by one side and just place that. I will just then I will just ungroup. Let me ungroup so I can bring this little and this. All right. So I think it's too big. Let me reduce it again. So what I need to do, I want to make sure even the brand pattern aligns with our logo here. So what you still do is, let's see if we can create another ruler so that we can then center that properly. All right. Yeah, so we are able to do that. I want to remove my ruler. I can press it and then just press delete key. So delete will remove them. All right. So we can do that. The same the same thing we did here. We are going to do it to the other parts. We can just also, you know, Control G, Control C, and Control V will help us move. Then once we do that, then we can just bring this here. All right. So we can just do that. All right. So guys, we just did the front card is ready. We are done with the front card. Let me just, here I don't want to bother going inside this frame, this box, to start editing just like this. So I want to edit it from the outside. So what you can do is you just hold your alt key, you just place your mouse on it, hold your mouse key, your alt key, then you place your mouse, then you press it, you tap it. Once you tap it, will automatically detect which items you want to click inside the box. So you can just do that instead of having to go inside the box and trying to adjust things there. So this, I gave this poppings, then I make it italic in italic form. The original form was like this. So, and we know we can use our tagline always sweet when we make them in italic. So it's in italic form. Then we created that, and also for, let me now delete this. So we are able to create the front page of our design. So now next thing we want to do is, because we are doing two sided card, so the front page and the back page. So to do the back page, what you need to do now is to make sure you click this plus icon. This plus icon simply means that you want to double this page, or you want to create another new page of this same size, just like in Canva too. So if you click on plus, it will give you this particular shape again, the size rather. Then and if you continue to do that, that is what you will be creating. And also, if you just want to recreate this, you want to bring the whole content and everything back to to another duplicate, you can just click here. You just click here and then right click your mouse, then you can click on duplicate page. All right, once you click on duplicate page, then you are going to see copy layers and their content. So you just switch to this and then you press your OK. Then let us see what we did in the second page. So we are going to copy the same thing for the second page. Then so that's let me now delete this because we do not actually need this. So the only thing we need was um, the pattern, which we are going to change the style. So and we know that if we have this, I want to show you guys something. Let me copy this back and place it here. If we I didn't give this color, let me give this white color. So if we have this, you see, you can see the amount of cleanliness and perfection we are able to derive here. So that when we have the card and we will flip it over, everything aligned together. All right, I mean, I'm talking about the brand pattern we did here. So instead of you trying to shift this, you do not need to shift this. All right, you do not need to start shifting this, which we alter the alignment. What you just have to do is you can just you can just switch it over. You can just switch it to the top. So we want to switch this page, this this particular part, we want to switch it to the bottom, to the top. So we can just press this icon, mirror vertically. So mirror vertically will help you switch that, bring what is on the bottom to the top. And also if you want to also switch to the left, you can just mirror horizontally too, and that is what that will do. All right, so we'll just remove just only this one out here, then we can have the alignments um properly done, guys. So if we have this now, as you can see now, we are able to retain 100% alignment to our card, so that our card retain professionalism, retain perfection, retains alignment, and it is presentable to international and local clients. All right, so what next? We'll be creating the same thing we did here, the contour tool that we are able to use to create a center position for the brand name. That is also what we will be doing to create this perfectly done back page. All right, so what I will also do is I will still continue to create. I'll create the contour tool once again, then I will drag. I will just drag it, just a bit. I can just leave it like this. Okay, once I do that, I'll just press Ctrl K. So I'm pressing Ctrl K to ungroup it. So what you now need to do is I bring in from the brand name, the same typography for the brand name. I used it to type the card holder. All right, so you can press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then you can bring that here, then you can just click Max Paul, the name, then the financial strategist. You can use the you can just use the typography we use for the tagline. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then you bring that here too as well. No, you can use your navigation arrow key now. Arrow, left arrow, right arrow, then upper arrow, just to move things a little. Then you can then change this, just double click on it and you can be able to edit the type, then you click financial strategist. Strategist. And once that is done, so you can increase the type a little. So for body copy at the back, we solely can use 7. 7 is okay, or you can go to 8, but 8 will be too big, so you can either use 8 or 7, but let me just use 7. Then we have matte ball. I can decide to change this ball to a little gray 90% black, so that matte, which is the first name, will pop out than the surname. And we are also able to create a contrast, guys. By doing this, we create a contrast of the name in color. Then what I also did was I created a barcode, so I just use a random barcode. So you can just head on to Google and just download any barcode that you can find and then place that. So I'm going to copy. So if you download the barcode, then you can just come to Control I, just press Control I to import the barcode. So once you locate the barcode, then you just tap, you just clicked on it. I don't even know where I placed the barcode. So once you, if let's say for example this is the barcode, you just click on import, then you are going to place the barcode, but this is not the barcode. So I'm just going to use this barcode for the for just to just to quick things up. So V, Control V now, then I'm going to shift it. I'm going to place that, so this I'm still working inside this shape so that I'm able to get a um, level of alignment, and all my arrangements are neat, and also for the corporate business registration, the same thing. You are going to you can use the same typography here. Just copy, and paste, Control C and Control V. Then you are going to shift that into the box, and then you can change things. We use the left right arrow, so because of time, so I will just drag this, I'll just bring this here, so you can type that. All right, I'll just drag, or let me just Control C, Control V. So Control C and Control V will help you paste, so you can just drag it, and with your alignments on, you can everything would align as you drag, so you can just leave that. All right, you can shift this a little. You can also make use of the ruler. How to make use of the ruler? Just come to this top where it's showing the ruler, just drag the ruler down, just drag, and the ruler will come up. You can use this to gauge, to gauge. Then you can zoom, and then just use your control, hold your control key and press your navigation key on the keyboard just to control the movement. All right, once you do that, the same thing for the phone number and the icon. So I was also able to do that on the icon. So how do I got this phone number icon? I use Control F11, sorry, Control F11. So once you press Control F11, guys, you can then press Wingdings. Once you press Wingdings, then you can drag the phone number out. Once you do that, the phone number icon, the phone icon rather, once you do that, you can then rotate it, click click again, then you see the rotation button. You can rotate it, then give it to the give it the right rotation shape that you want to give it to. So I won't be going into using that, so I'll just copy this whole information here. So instead of using web icon, I just make use of arts. So just press arts on your keyboard, shift and then press the arts, so that you can make use of that. Then I'll just copy and control V, then I'll just move this here. All right, so I will still drag. Let me just use this. I'll just drag this just to see my alignment is well done. So I'll just do that, and then I would also see that it is also in center. It is aligning to the corporate business, to the business information, and the full and the contact details. So everything is well aligned, guys. So what I'll just do now is I'll just remove this. So once I remove this, I will also remove this, and I'm deleting them. So once I'm able to do that, what I just want to do next is I want to copy everything. I want to group everything. So you can just, highlight, go outside the drawing page, then you highlight like this. Once you highlight, you are clicking everything. You are telling Corel Draw that you want to click, you want to hold everything together. Once you do that, you can press Ctrl G. You press Ctrl G to group everything. Once you do that, then you can now properly align everything, everything, all the informations to the Matthew, to the math Paul, to the everything together, to make sure it is in center of this card. So you can then drag, either you drag or you make use of the you are clicking on it, then you hold your shift key and you press the box to you want to center everything into the box. So you press C and then E, so that everything it is centered, guys. Everything is well centered, everything is aligning, everything is beautiful together to the with the front cover, the front page of the card and the back page of the card. So also here what I did was I just changed the color to gray, since we are just making use of about three or two colors: the blue and the navy blue or royal blue, and then the sky blue, which is also light blue, and we also make use of the 50% gray and the about 80% gray. So what we just do is we just ungroup this, then we just come here and then we'll press this. We have the 30% gray here. I think I use 50% gray, and 80% gray. So we can either leave it like this, or let's change this to the 90% gray. Why this is that? So what I need to do here is, let me bring this up. So this that is actually transparent, I would remove the transparency tool here. So once I press it, I can just press this no transparent. So I want to apply the transparency tool onto this only, so that this would be reflecting this. All right, so I'll just click that and then change the transparency pattern over there, just as we have here, guys. So now we are able to do the business card with the same professionalism, and excellence excellently well. So, guys, I hope you understand how we are able to come by, how we are able to design this on Corel Draw. So now, we also wants to now let me delete this. I will delete this. We also wants to create using the same business information to create a letterhead for MD Solution Technologies. Just as we explained, this almost the same pattern. All right, so it's still almost the same pattern. So instead of creating a new page just like this, we wouldn't have to do that. All right, we don't want to do that. I will just create another new page. Instead, I will just change the size only of this one. But meanwhile, if I change the size to A4 size, it's going to affect this other size for the business card. However, we are able to, we've already we've already sealed our we've already sealed the size for the card. You understand? We've sealed the size for the card so that even when we want to print everything together, we have the size of the card where where when we get to the printing shop or the printing business place, then they can just print everything accordingly. They can print them one each. All right. So let me just change this. So from business card, I'll just change this to A4 size. So once we have it on A4, the whole document will change to A4. And also, if you do not wish to alter the size of the business card and all, you can just create a new page and then create a new page. That's Control N. You are going to press Control N on your keyboard, or still you can just press this icon here, still the same, Control N on your keyboard. Then you can just choose A4 size here and then change to CMYK and all that. Then you can do the design from there, and what you just have to do is you make sure you copy the icons and the brand name, the business card, everything. You just copy it and then paste, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and paste onto the newly A4 you created, so that if you do not want to alter this, all right. And now, but because for the purpose of this tutorial, so we have already did the business card, which is this. All right, and is which is this. When we want to get it printed, we can remove the outline. By removing the outline, you can press um, right click your mouse and then remove the outline. By doing that, you can remove the outline. So when we remove the outline, we are going to have something like this. Just don't bother about the outline, because this is actually just the white regular drawing page. So that is why it is like that. So I'm going to group everything and then bring them back. So we have everything here. So let me just press Ctrl C. Then let me paste it here for the letter head that we want to also create, guys. So now once we are there, so let me still go back here and view what we did here also. Also, just as we explained for the business card, we know we have to have a margin. You have to have a margin that would imagine, something close to this would be something close to this, so as to demarcate the margin from the letters, from where the letters will be typed and all that. And if you still want to do that, if you still want to furthermore reduce the size, you can just hold your control and then shift it a little, but this is actually perfect. So guys, what we need to do now is we want to move in, you know, wants to move in all our informations to create this new business letterhead. So what I'll do is let me copy this also and then paste here also. So once you do that, remember we have the pattern. Then let me just, sorry, automatically it's aligned. So um I'll just click Control U to ungroup. Then I'll just grab one of my one of the brand I brand pattern. This is like this, so we'll just mirror it just like this. All right, just as I explained earlier, we'll mirror it. We can then also do the margin. We can leave the margin just like this. All right, so the margin is a guide instead of us trying to make use of our ruler and then start trying to, you can as well just use your ruler to also create a margin for your letterhead to make it look professional. You can do that, but I don't want to stress over that, so I just prefer to make use of my contour tool to create that margin. So I'll just grab this. I'll just move this here. So let me Control K. I just group that from the box so that we can move this. Then I'm holding my I hold Alt key to click on it so I wouldn't have to go into the box. Then I will drag. Then I'll just reduce it just a bit. Reduce it just a bit. Then I will use my navigation key, left and right arrow, just to navigate it just a little. We just want to have just a little tape of the brand pattern there. All right, so next thing we want to do is we want to move in the MD solutions that we create, the same MD solutions here. We just make sure we move that, you know, but mind you, for the MD solutions on the card, business card is little lower or smaller than A4. Do not forget that you will still have to resize them when you get to placing them on letterhead. So we are going to do that together too. So you can just place that by the side over there. Then you increase it. So the size I always like to use for business is around 22, 23. So let's just use 23. All right, 23. Then this can also be 18. 18. All right. So we have everything aligned properly to the shape, and then we have the providing business, which is the tagline copy. The tagline can be 10 points, 10 size, if you compare it to this, which is 6, because the card is smaller. So we can give that 10, or better still, let's retain maybe 11. All right, so we can just do that right there, and then just place, and it is also aligned bottom are going to make sure, even though if you don't align it, just make sure you are making use of your guide. The guide will show you as you are shifting, moving things on. It will tell you, okay, it is already at the bottom, so you can drop the you can just drop it just that way. And what else we created? So we also created a segment that that separates the company's information and the contact details from the place the letter will be typed. All right. So what we did was we created a line. A line is a great tool for demarcation. So we created a line across everything. So we created the line and give it the same blue color, which is the brand color, so that everything is cool. And then we make use of the information here. So also make sure the information, so the information size here is 14. So make sure you also change it, when picking it from here, change it to 14%, 14 points. So you are going to Control C and Control V. Are going to then move it here also. All right. So once you move that, then you can hold hold your shift key and press the paper, the shape, the overall shape. Once to just align it, it's already aligned. So well, we want to, let's see if we can give this a center alignment, so that we have a center alignment. Then what else we need to do? Then we'll move in the business contact details. We'll move it. Let me just use Control C, Control C, Control V. We'll move it, making sure it's not too close. All right, giving it maximum space. Then we can then, you know, right. So we can then, let's see if it's all right. So we can also Control X this and place it inside, so that we won't be having an overlapping line. So once that is done, the solution here, the contact details size I gave was, let me see guys, was still 11, was 12 rather. So why the business was 14. So we can increase this just a little, just a little guys. 12. Let's just leave it 12. And the phone number also, which is also 12. All right, so we can just leave it that way. So now let's go back, and so guys, we now have the letterhead fully done. So what we just need to do now is we are now going to delete the the uh, the guide we created. Here I made a little mistake by bringing this down. This shouldn't be down, it should go up just a little, so that they can easily have access to the space here, so they can type whatever information they want to type. All right, so guys, that is how you will do that. And let me delete this. So now, if you now wants to send this to your printer, or you want to get this printed, and you want to do all that, then you can then click. You don't have to change the size. Do you know, if you click and try to bring this, or try to enlarge, you're already altering the size, so you don't need to alter the size. The size is already there. So what you just have to do guys is, let me delete this. So what you just have to do is you do what you press your file, you press Control E, or better still, you can use the file saving method, which is the control control shift S, or save as. This control save will save it regularly. If I press control save, I can change it to MD solution MD solutions uh, card and letter. All right, then I'll just press save. So that will save the information here, save everything. But then I want to save it, and then I want to also send it out to my printer, and I want to also send it for me to be able to view it on my phone. So what you just have to press is, you can press Control File, sorry, you press your file, then you press Save As. You see now that we do not have control save anymore because we've already saved it. So you press your save as. Save as means you want to save another copy of this file. Even though you've saved it, you want to save another copy of it. Probably you alter or change the size of it, but you do not want the altercation. You don't want it to affect the original savings that you just did. So you can use the save as to do another duplicate of it. All right. So once you press your save as, you can then um, change it to 2, or rename it totally to duplicate. But since we are printing this out and we want to send it out to our printer, instead of saving it as save as type here, which is Corel Draw, you are going to click on this drop down here, where you will see portable Adobe Portable Document Format, which is a PDF. Once you click on the PDF, then you can decide to then click Save, and it will start saving. It will ask you which current, is this current document? Is it this current frame? The current frame simply means current page, or if you have a page you want to save, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10 pages, you can decide to say 10 page, the page 10 I want to save, or the page 1 I want to save, or the page 2 I want to save. And if it's from page 1 to 5 you want to save, you don't want to save everything, let's say you are still working on others, you can then press 1 to 2 or 5. If it's from 1 to 5 you want to save, then you can, if I press OK, it will tell me error because there is no 1 to 5 pages there. So but I want to save the 1 and the 2 pages, I can just use 1 and 2. All right, but then again, because I am saving everything, instead of me stressing myself over the frames, I'll just click on current document. So once you click on current document, automatically the frame changes to 1 to 2, which is also 1 to 2 here. All right, guys, I hope you understand. So you click on OK. So the OK will then start saving. And once you save it, let's view it. Then you are going to come to wherever you saved it. Then you can view it. So you see, this is our card. This is our business card, the front, the back cover, then this is the A4. So this is what I expect you to send for me, guys, when you are submitting the assignment. So this is the A4 size, all right, and this is the business card. So once you send this to the printer will then remove this and then place it into a separate document where they will have to put it into size for printing, and also for the letterhead. And if you also want to do it yourself, you can just have them in their different documents. All right, the size for the card and also the card size for the letterhead, which will make it two documents. But this is just a one document all together, a one document having the letterhead and the business card together. All right, guys, I hope you understand what we just taught today. All right, I wish all the best. Just make sure you keep creating and try to make sure you are able to get it to the right perfections. Make use of the guidelines. Do not forget, make use of this guide. Make sure you click on the ruler, the guide, the alignment guides, and the dynamic guide for you to be able to retain a level of alignment. All right.